I will, the meeting of the Green Bay Economic Development Authority is now called to order. Roll call, Sikich is here. Alderman Duane.
Yes.
Phil Hilgenberg is excused. Pam Parrish.
Here.
Mike Borley.
Here.
Eric Genrich.
Here.
Okay, I'll move to, I'll accept a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Genrich, is there a second by Duane? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carried. I'll accept the motion to approve the minutes from our
So
November
moved.
9th, 2016 meeting. Motion by Duane, is there a second? Second by Parrish, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carried. There being no old business, new business, consideration with possible action on farm lease renewals.
All right, this one is Monday.
Okay, in your packet, you will find a list of the farm leases. This is pretty much a renewal of whatever we've previously had in our agreements. It's for a 3-year renewal. The parcels are as following. It's 21-171-2 to Joey Boucher. Then there's 22 SC 513 and 22 SC 510 Dairyland Farms LLC to the Duvek Farm, and then 2124 and 2122 to the Phillips Dairyland Dairy Farm. And Durand has 4 parcels, 21-189-1 and 21-11-1 and 21-403 and 21-404. So these are mostly in I-43 Business Park and, I'm sorry, out in the University Heights Business Park. At this time, I don't think have any renewals in the I-43 Business Park. And the last one, 21-189 to Borley's Hobby Farm. So we typically do a 3-year term. We just expired on our 2014 through 2016 term, and would like to go from 2017 to 2019. We, of course, let them know if we have any activities on this and have a procedure for that. So we've sent out the lease agreements. They all would like to renew. And I'm asking the committee for permission to renew the leases and keep the land industrious.
Sure, and to refresh my memory, and maybe the new people on the committee now, if there is some potential interest on a parcel that they have a lease on, what's the procedure there? I mean, they can get out of the lease, or we can.
That's right. So with a 30-day notice, we can
Oh,
let
30-day
them know.
notice, okay.
But typically, we try to be sensitive to, it's a farm situation, so lots of times we'll either have it at the end of this, we try and be sensitive to the growing season. So either we'll let them know if we're starting something early so that they don't order their grain or whatever is the seed that they would plant ahead of time if we anticipate that there's something that's close to coming due, or following if we know that there's an activity happening, say midsummer, we'll sometimes wait for them to harvest and then proceed with the other activities. So we try and be sensitive to what's going on, but for the most part, we have an agreement of a 30-day notice for abandonment.
Any other questions?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Are we voting on all of them?
Yes.
Yeah,
You can vote on all of them. They're
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
reported
It
out
doesn't
separately,
matter.
or
Yeah.
you want to excuse
There's
yourself
enough.
from one?
All of them, yeah.
So this will be reported out all individually. If you want to vote on them as a contingent and just excuse
Your
yourself
motion,
from that
Tom?
one.
Motion to approve
All
all
of
of
them,
them.
okay.
And, and we'll accept Mr. Borley's
Mike's
abstain from Borley's, of course.
So Eric, you seconded it. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carried. Very good.
They're all very appreciative of the opportunity to be able to work with the city, so this has been a really nice relationship with all of them. So
It works. I mean, it maintains the property and it's clean and it's,
Right,
you know.
sure.
there's just nothing worse looking than a fallow field and it's collecting garbage and there's a bunch of
Right,
weeds all over there.
right.
When even I want to show a property and I bring them over there and it's industrious and it's got nice, it's been tilled and it looks productive, it just always looks a lot nicer in activity versus inactivity.
Item 5, Development Director's update. You've been a busy person around this city recently.
Yeah, a little bit. So just,
Lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, what's on the docket right now, going through the process, Legends District. So it went to the Redevelopment Authority yesterday, and we'll be going to Plan Commission next week. Basically, this is that area to the east of Lambeau Field. Some recommendations for how we're going to finish out the development for that district. So if you'd like a copy, I can get you one. It's thick. But look, I mean, it's a great opportunity for us to, move forward with what we want to do in that area. So that'll be moving forward, again, Plan Commission on the 23rd, and then landing on council first February meeting. In addition to parcels, I just wanted to kind of update, we are still in negotiations working on selling that Erie Road parcel. The client that we've been working with is working on their due diligence right now. Hopefully we can move through, just sometime with the holidays past, but get moving forward to sell that parcel. And with that, it's just conversations I've had with Alder Dwayne about other parcels and what do we have and what are we doing with them. Ken has a project where he's going to be working on both from the redevelopment authority side, but also economic development authority side, looking, talking with parks, talking with public works and any other city properties that we own. What are we doing with them? And then, are there cases where, yep, we need them? I mean, they're parks, future parkland, or future, improvements, infrastructure. Great, we'll hold on to them. Those that we're not, can we start to package them up, getting them for sale? Or even in the interim, might there be some other parcels out there where we can look at doing a farm lease or some other type of lease on to generate some income in the meantime. So we're going to be working on that now with the hope that we'll get our new website up and running in the next few months here and be able to put those on there. And again, just be able to move these properties and, as Alder Dwayne said, get them back on the tax rolls and help us generate some income. So with that, I think we've got a busy year ahead of us. Lots of projects to work on, many of which you've seen, and happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, I think we can keep going.
Two quick ones.
Yeah.
Can we get that in email digitally?
Yep. I will send it out. It's a big file, so I may send you just a link on a Dropbox just to download it. But I will email that out before I leave here.
Cool. And then, I don't know how much you can share or get into it, if you could just sort of describe the change in ownership with the Northland development, some of that activity?
Yes. So parallel things with the Northland, one of that being change in ownership. Project started as far as, well, first of all, I mean, there's 8 investors in the capital stack. The 2 principal investors, Franz Community Investors and KPH Construction, basically a 50-50 partnership. Basically, Keith from KPH bought out Mike from Franz Community Investors. That was settled last Friday. There's still some details to be worked out in the partnership, but they're going to be moving ahead with a sole owner on that. Part of the request or other thing that's been going on is the senior lender. Originally, senior lender was First Merit Bank. Huntington Bank acquired First Merit Bank. Huntington Bank pretty much told everyone that they don't have an appetite for doing hotels. Made it very difficult, despite good faith efforts of all the other stakeholders to keep on in the project. Basically got to a point at the end of last fall, early winter, saying, we're out. So partners have all been working to get another senior lender in. There's a senior lender queued up. One of the things they wanted to do is sort out the ownership piece, which was settled. But then they are also looking for an additional $500,000, basically a gap loan because of the delays in the project. Now there's been increased costs. So RDA, they made a request to RDA for a $5,000 gap loan to be paid back within 5 years. So that request is going to council next Tuesday.
All right.
So with that,
It'll be on Monday.
I'm sorry, Monday. I know. I
Just
keep the
in
dates
case
off
anybody's
here.
looking for it, I want to make sure.
And with that, can also extend an invitation to EDA members if they'd like to get over and see the hotel and see where it's progressing. They've been very open about bringing people through so they can see the progress and
That'd be neat.
be able to see how far they've come and really just on track to get opening. Big picture. Look, in order to finish out this project, we need a senior lender. In order to get that new senior lender back in, they need the $500,000 of gap financing to make it go forward. So that's what we're committed to bringing forward to make the project happen.
It's probably about 65-70% done.
Yeah.
And it sounds like 2 things. The financial institutions pulled out in the middle of the river, made you jump into a different canoe. And the 2 owners just decided that 50 partnership wouldn't work. I mean, cutting to the chase.
Yeah, I mean, there's been business deals, I mean, whatever, I mean, you start and fronts for what they've done in terms of getting this project up and running and the resources they put together. I mean, it's been excellent and had a part, and Keith felt he wanted to take a more aggressive role and move it forward, and that's what he did.
All right.
It's interesting that the Franz brothers didn't jump to the sister hotel.
Mhm.
If you saw that down in Fond du
Fond du
Lac,
Lac, yeah, I read
which is
that.
like the same.
They have that, and they also have
Madison.
invested in another project up in Wausau.
Yeah.
They got to do some riverfront development up there, and they have some other projects currently ongoing
may have
in
their
Iowa
hands
as
full.
well. So, yeah, I mean, we've got a full plate, and felt their best interests were at other parts at this time.
Then Cherry Street Apartments is rolling along a little bit.
So, development agreement has been signed. We are working now basically to kind of execute the details. Biggest part is going to be a management agreement because we own the piece of property. So, how that relationship works between us and the developer, in terms of maintenance, utilities, elevator, things like that. And so those pieces are being put together, amending some common docs. I mean, it's just a lot of technical things that hope we can get those done this spring. So we can start construction later on this summer, by fall.
All right. It was nice to see council kind of come to the table with the East Town project.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense.
Yep, I think we've got a good project out there. The library's doing their piece and checking out their alternative sites and seeing what might work. On the other hand, the developer is continuing to get their pieces in place to be able to move forward with that. And I think we'll be able to come back with a development agreement. And I know Alder Duane's constituents really want to see something happen out there, so.
Well, we didn't hold it up because we didn't want it done. There were some questions that were had, and I worked with Kevin pretty much every day for over a week, 2 weeks, back and forth with the partnerships with the LLC. And we got our answers, and we came back, and we weren't going to hold it up anymore, so it did pass. But when you have more than 2 or 3 council members that want you to try something, you typically will try it. So our paper said that we didn't, they just didn't print it out correctly.
With that, the Cubs Foods project did go through, and we have a signed development agreement there, so now we're just working on executing that piece. So, yeah, we should see that one start to move even sooner.
But no, the East Town, that's pretty much dependent on the library going there. What's the status?
That's one of the things that they're working on right now.
Okay.
In the term sheet, part of it was contingent on the library going there. If for some reason that it's not going to be going there, we can't tell the library what to
Right.
do, or Brown County what to do.
Right.
They've been actively working with their consultant. They've got 3 sites that they're looking at in terms of their east branch, and they're going to come to a recommendation on where they want to move forward. Even with that recommendation, library board, the county board still has to approve some things. I'm hopeful that there's still partnerships that could be involved in terms of subletting the space and having other income from it. But somehow they're going to have to come with some sort of package that kind of mirrors the original terms. If not, they're going to have to give some justification why it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful that they can put those pieces together to make the deal happen.
Anything else? Any other questions for Kevin? I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second by Borley, all in favor, say aye.
Right.
There we go.
Gentlemen, I got another meeting downstairs, so short and
Thank you.
sweet. See you all later.